Okay, so how your care homes can get loads more private bed inquiries in 2024 using Google and Facebook ads. This webinar, we're going to be 20 minutes approximately. And it's going to be focusing on what's working, results, not so much the technical details. If you want to know more about the technical stuff, let me know. I'm very happy to go through that with you. We won't be going through the technical weeds. Questions in Q&A as we go, please. Any questions as we go, put them in Q&A. I have 10 minutes at the end, maybe, to help answer those questions. So who am I? Remember, questions in Q&A as we go. I'm Adam, I'm founder of Springup PR. We help aspirational care providers get more private paid revenue faster by more inquiries and increased occupancy. And we do that by PR and digital marketing. So let's get straight in. Why is it that you may be wanting more privates, or why perhaps is your occupancy low? Well, I can tell you what care providers, when they come to us, the kind of things they say. The homes have perhaps not recovered since COVID. There's high competition. We see a lot of that. A feeling that homes just aren't doing enough to promote themselves. Reputation has been hit for some reason or another. Perhaps an over-reliance on local authority referrals. We hear about this a lot, and they want to move away from local authority referrals, that reliance. And sometimes they don't really know. They don't really know why they're not getting more inquiries that they would be expecting. So an answer for more inquiries, one answer is digital marketing. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're focusing on today, and particular Google and Facebook. Questions as we go in Q&A. So first up, we're going to be focused on Google Ads, otherwise known as Google Pay-Per-Click. And the great thing about Google Pay-Per-Click is families are showing intent when they are on Google or Bing or what other search engine. So, classic care homes in whatever your area is, Leeds, London, Manchester, the city, the village, the town. There are many derivations, many search terms. There's another very, very popular one. Families are searching for homes near me. That's what they do. And these are just the samples. But you get the flavor of what people are doing here, what families are doing. They're showing real intent. This is intent as you could possibly get. And what we know is 94% of families go online whilst searching for a care home. So with this in mind, here's why Google Ads are great. You're going to be seen under hundreds of different golden search phrases if you do your Google Ads properly when families are searching. You can be quickly at the top of Google within 6 hours. This is not long-term SEO. This is not months, not years. This is within 6 hours once you do all your setup. It's fast. You'll be 10 times in your traffic to your website. And they work. I will come into this, but they work. So that's why Google Ads is great. I want to show you examples of ads running right here, right now, December 2023. You've seen these, you'll know about them. I just wanted to show you. Here you go. Look where my cursor is, gives you an indication of click-through rates. We're going to come to metrics in a moment. But, this is what Google Ads look like when you're running them properly. Here, right now, December 2023 is a very high-performing ad. Click-through rate of 9.39%. Nice photo for a single care home. This one right now is working particularly well. So I want to give you a flavor of what's working right here, right now. Beauty of Google pay-per-click ads. Remember, any questions, please, in Q&A as we go. Note down your questions, please put them in Q&A. The great thing about Google pay-per-click is you control geographical area, i.e. catchment area, that your ads are shown. You have complete control of your budget, weekly, daily, monthly. There's hundreds of different search phrases you can have control of. And the beauty of Google pay-per-click ads is the mixture of human and machine learning, AI. So Google in particular is drilling down, focusing more on this machine learning that's called dynamic ads. So for those of you who run them, you may be familiar with this, but it's Google will recommend particular headlines for ads and those that do well. So Google wants you generally to do well, so it will help you do that by these dynamic ads. You have so much data. You have so much control of data in Google pay-per-click ads, which is why they are so useful, particularly when measuring ROI. Any questions, please, in Q&A as we go? There's one or two coming in. Now, here's some of the metrics. It's all about ROI, and here are some of the metrics. There are many, many dozens of metrics, but I want to pick out a few. You want to make sure that you've got a real understanding of your cost per click through. That's when people, families, ideally clicking on your ads. Right now, across all the homes and providers that we help, we're getting just under £1 for a click through. Percentage interactions. Yeah, this is as technical as I'm going to get, but this is a key metric to understand. This is when for all your ads, what percentage of people are interacting, that's clicking, swiping, doing some kind of action on your ads. You want to make sure they're all bigger than 5%. Now, I'm telling you right now, care homes near me are really, really popular keyword search. One of the most popular. Elderly residential homes. As of 2023, December, that's a very popular search term. 30.77% click-through rate on those particular keywords. Really, really popular. Ads optimization. Essentially, optimizing your ads, should be doing it every 2 days and getting well above 98%. Again, this is getting to the technical weeds a little bit, but these are some of the metrics and data that you really must have a handle on, and you can have a handle on. Any questions in Q&A? Cost per admissions related conversion. In Google speak, a conversion is a phone call, a live chat, an email, a brochure download, a contact form submission that comes as a result of one of your Google pay-per-click ads. It's called a conversion in Google pay-per-click language. That's what you need to have a handle on in particular. The most vital metric, of course, is the cost per admissions related inquiry. And if you have good tracking, we'll come to that, you'll be able to understand, excuse me, that metric. And it could be anywhere between £175 and £500. Any questions as we go in Q&A? So what I want to show you now is results from one care home. They're still running these ads right now. So this is, again, real time, real data. And this is generic data. I'll go into specifically in a moment. And it's directly from Google Ads, November 2023. 1,350 Google Ad spends, 3 contact form submissions, 19 phone calls, 13 email clicks, 10 website live chats. Now, to be clear, those aren't all inquiry related. You find you will get jobs and you will get other conversions using Google Speak coming through. But there's always a percentage of those that are inquiry, admissions, pricing related. The important thing is you have to track. This is so important if you're running Google pay-per-click ads. Any questions in Q&A? And the beauty is tracking is just a piece of Google code. Looks like that. You copy and paste it from your Google pay-per-click dashboard into your website, and you can track. And you need to be tracking everything. Right now, December 2023, live chat is really working. You've got to do it. If you're getting one thing this webinar, get a real live chat facility, a good one on your website, particularly if you're running Google pay-per-click ads. Here's a couple of examples. As you see them, you see where my cursor is, pricing, emissions. That's obviously what you want to encourage people to click on the live chat for inquiries related Google pay-per-click ads. Why is live chat so good as of December 2023? I'll tell you why, because you're getting entire real-time conversations with prospective families. It's easy for families to do a live chat when they are at work. Yes, sometimes people are at work. They don't want to phone you. They don't want to email you. They can have a live chat. I've seen it. It's quicker than email and phone. It is quicker for me to have a live chat with you at your care home than having an email or picking up the phone. Anything that's quicker is better. And you can collect data from your families who are making those inquiries quickly and fast via live chat. Any questions as we go in Q&A? Weekends and evenings, you can have it on. Yes, families are looking weekends and evenings, of course, you know that. And also with live chat, it does not need to be you. If you have a good third-party live chat who specializes in care, then they can do that initial live chat for you. And you'll get alerts when that live chat comes to your mobile phone. Let me know if you're doing this already. 10 minutes to set it up. You must do it. Works particularly well with Google pay-per-click right now. Here's one example of a live chat. Now look where my cursor is. This is at 9:45 at night. Look where my cursor is. It's a pricing inquiry. I've obviously removed names for privacy purposes. But essentially you can see the flavor and the content of this particular live chat. This here is when the third party was chatting with this family member. And then it went through to the manager at the home, and then the manager took over this live chat. You can see in pink. The pink is where the manager took over and asked a bunch of questions, 9:15 at night, and you know, a genuine and very, very warm inquiry. And you can see where my cursor is here. It ended, phone number was given. You can see the phone number here was collected, so that's all great. And this particular individual said, I'm working from 7 a.m. to 7:30. So these are the times to call me. So it's a really, really good example of extensive live chat that otherwise, to be honest, you might never have got. So I hope that that's useful to you. So what are some Google Ads inquiry results? This is from another home. And it gives you a flavor of results, which is what I wanted to focus on. So it's a 29-bed home. It's Park House Care Home. In May, their average total of private inquiries was 1 per month. So not a lot. It's a small home, very small home. They wanted to pay £900 per month on Google pay-per-click. And here, these are all Google pay-per-click inquiries. Why? Because they're tracked. June 2023 was 4, July was 4, August was 4, September was 6, October was 6, a 480% increase in inquiries, went from 1 to a 4.8 average inquiries per month. And the cost per Google Ads admissions inquiry was 227, all tracked. In May 2023, the occupancy of this home was 20. By October, it's 25. It's now actually up to 26. It's a 25% increase. It's a small home, but this prospective annual revenue gain of just over $250,000 wouldn't be sniffed at. So that was Google. Any questions in Q&A? Facebook ads. Now, the thing about Facebook ads, of course, is that there's less intent. Why? Because on Facebook, people are doing this. They're on their phone. They're finding out what their friends are doing. They're not actively searching when they're on Facebook. They're on their leisure time. So your ads are going to interrupt them on their leisure time. And therefore your Facebook ads must grab the attention. So I wanted to just give you a couple of examples, ones that we've done for homes. And you can see where my cursor is. There's a real call for action, which is learn more. These are ads. They're not booths. They're not posts. They are ads. I'll come to this in a moment. And you can just do very like Google. I mean, the Facebook ads are different, but again, you can do so many different variations and you can test them all. But why Facebook ads? Well, again, you can get leads, and they're leads, not inquiries. I'll come to this in a moment, from private families within 8 hours. Everything is very, very fast. No other care homes in your area, I promise you, will be doing Facebook ads well. Anyone can do a Facebook ad, but doing them well is entirely different prospect. You can digitally reach tens of thousands of people and families in your catchment area. And they work. I'll come to this in a moment. But more labor is required from your end on Facebook ads compared to a Google inquiry. I'll come to this in a moment. Because what Facebook ads gets you is leads, and leads are different from a Google inbound inquiry. A lead is when you are getting the name, email, and phone number. Look where my cursor is here, the learn more, that call to action. That's when you get the name, email, and phone number from your Facebook ad. And this is, again, getting as technical as I will do this webinar. You're going to be using something called a Facebook lead form to get those leads, that name, email, and phone number. The thing is with Facebook ads, they require labor. And what I mean is, when you're running those Facebook ads, you're getting the leads, you want to gauge intent from those leads, i.e., who are they looking for care for? What kind of care? Where they are at in their journey of thinking about the care for their loved one. And remember, these are leads. So you have to email them, phone them, and text them a number of times sometimes to actually get hold of them. They do require more work to nurture them, to have conversations with them. In our experience, we do this the whole time. 20 to 50% of Facebook leads are genuine. That's actually, it's more like 20 to, it can be 20 to 70%. What that means is a lot of them are not genuine. So unless you're prepared to actually put in the work and go through and contact those who are genuine and go through the people who are not genuine, it does require more work. But to get the results, that's what you need to do with Facebook ads. Any questions, please, in Q&A as we go. Here are results again from a single care home, Broughton in Salford. Facebook ads, they ran from January to June. This is all very contemporary. The cost per lead was £13 to £15. 178 leads in total, a lot, right? 120 of them we spoke to. 120. 41 of them were then handed over to the 41 were then handed over to the home to because they were considered, after we'd spoken, to be warm enough to have a conversation with the home. And mission 2 and 4 of them in the pipeline. So those are real results from a single care home. Now, before I go on, spooky stuff. But this is Google and Facebook working together. And you might know what I mean here. You know, when you search on Google, let's say holiday in Spain, and then you're going to get ads popping up in your Facebook feed that feel like ads that you've been searched because you just searched something similar on Google. Feels a little bit spooky, yeah? Feels like, I don't know, Facebook is reading my mind. That's a pixel. That's all it is. And that's a pixel. And the great thing is that your care homes can have one too. That sounds pretty cool, right? Particularly if you're after more inquiries. So perhaps it's a little less spooky now. Because what it is Google and Facebook working together to promote your home to get more inquiries and leads. That's a good thing, right? In marketing speak, it's called remarketing. So now we're just about done. And it's having a good time. So I want to give you a summary of Google and Facebook working together for one particular care home. Again, this has been in Salford. Their occupancy was 35 out of 60. Occupancy 35. Capacity was 63. Is 63. They had a very good reputation. It's a nice home, but they've not recovered since COVID. There was intense competition. They wanted to move away from an over-reliance on local authorities, referrals. In their language, they wanted to get the phone ringing. And there's no digital marketing. January 2023, occupancy was 35. By December, this month, total inquiries averaging 300% more inquiries, again tracked. This home is very good as well at following up on inquiries. It's a whole different subject. Facebook admissions 5, Google admissions 12, all tracked. Ad spend per admission was 810. Their average resident stay is 2 years. It's 114,000 in revenue. 2 years stay, 114. That's the average revenue stay. So they're getting a revenue for 810, who they may not otherwise have got. December 2023, your occupancy was 53, is 53. That's 18 beds increase, a 53% increase. Prospective annual revenue gain for this home is well over 1 million. This is what Karen, she's CEO of Broughton House. This is what she had to say. Never had so many inquiries. So that's it for the moment. I've got some questions which I'm going to answer. And now, before I do, if you are wondering if this can work for you and how it could work for you, please feel free to apply for a free digital inquiry Zoom call. We don't offer that call for everyone, but if you just make that initial inquiry, we're happy to look at it. Just email inquiries to hello@springup-pr.com or that text number. Please do it now. Do it right now. One takeaway I really would like you to take, one action I really would like you to take, if you're not doing have a good live chat at the moment, it's really recommends you do it to get it up and running. We work with a very, very good third party. I'm happy to make you an intro. Please just text chat to that mobile phone number. Please do it now. I'll make you an intro and you can take it from there. But I would 100% recommend that for the reasons I've outlined on this webinar. Great. So now there's some, let's see, there's some questions coming in. Okay, right. So I hope right. I hope you could hear me all right. There's someone saying my audio was great. Anyway, so how Darren, great question. All these are good questions. How important is it to success to have a dedicated pay-per-click landing page? Well, great question. The data shows us, to be honest, it doesn't have to be like that. However, you do need a good landing page. You do need good content, and you do have to pay attention to the page that is your landing page. Sometimes we would suggest that a care home comes up with a dedicated landing page. according to a particular ad. So if we find a keyword is a key phrase is very strong, care homes in name your town, for example, we might suggest a dedicated landing page for that keyword search. But it is important to have a good landing page, but it's not vital. That's coming from our data and from what we understand. But great question. Thank you for that. Christelle, recommended minimum spend per month. £900 would be too much for us. You don't have to, you can start off with 200 quid. There's no right or wrong here. But again, I showed you the results here for an ad spend of 900, 1,000. To be honest, the care providers we are helping, it's around about that mark, 900 to 1,000. But it's all about results and what you're getting at the end of the day. But great question. But to be clear, you can do it for 50 quid a month. But if you wanted a minimum, I would say a minimum would be 500. But you've got to make sure that your Google Ads is running well, and some of the things I've talked about in this webinar, particular metrics and particularly tracking. Great question though, Darren. How did you qualify telephone calls as new resident inquiries? Good question. If the homes are not very good at asking how the prospect came to us, that's a great question. Okay, answer is you record all your calls. Record all your calls, then you know everything. You can go back and listen to that call. You can track that call, where it came from. Was it came from a Google pay-per-click ad? You can listen back to that call, and you can use that call. You can use that for training purposes. That's the aim of the course. Again, if you'd like a suggestion from us about telephone call recordings, how to do it, let me know. I'll make you an intro. Great question, Darren. Thank you. Darren also asked, did you find county searches were successful? No. County searches are not really successful. That's what we found. People don't search really for under counties. It's more likely to be their town or city or village. So sorry, there's more questions here. Giacomo, I hope I've said your correctly. How can you be sure to collect the right data from leads that interact with live chat? Yeah, tracking. From leads that interact. So that's a good question. Collect the right data. So I guess that it's about the questions you ask. You want to make sure you want to collect email and phone number as soon as possible so you don't miss that. But then the live chat, if it's a real person, you're going to be answering the questions. But there is a skill to making sure that you're asking the right questions at the right time. But again, it's about being human. But my suggestion would be to always make sure that you're getting that name an email as soon as you can. I just want to make sure I'm back on the final page. Just bear with me. Okay. It's taken me much too long to do this, but let's see how we get on. While I do that, I'll answer more questions. Casey asks, how do you track cost per conversion? Again, it's all about tracking. So Google will tell you how many conversions you are getting. There's a dashboard. On the dashboard there is conversions, a number of conversions, and it will tell you also the cost per conversion. I've missed beyond all of that. So that's how you do it. Mike, what's the difference in Google pay-per-click and AI bidding in Google Ads? AI bidding. Now, Victoria, who's our Google pay-per-click specialist, she would be able to answer that question a little bit better than myself. But AI is a facility. AI is how Google endeavors to increase the effectiveness of your ads. But I'll tell you what, Mike, email me that separately. I'll see if I'm not quite certain that I will answer that properly, so I don't want to answer that one incorrectly. Sadie asks, do you recommend Facebook for events, open days? Do they work? Do you recommend Facebook boosts? Well, boosts is different, of course, from an ad. For events, open days, I would do. I mean, to be honest, boosts. If your events, you probably want people to attend the events, right? But if you're just advertising them, I think, to be honest, I think you could probably do both. You could try both. A boost, you're not go is different from an ad because you, as you know this, you won't be able to get a lead from it. But what you could do with an event or open day, you can ask, would you like to have more information, or are you interested? In which case you can get their name, email, and phone number. And then that's a prospect for you to invite further to that event or open day. Boost, you be able to do that unless what you do on the boost is you say, look, if you're interested then on that boost, then you could say, well, you just DM us or put your interest in comments. So it's a little bit different, but you can actually try with both, and then see which one works best. This would be my recommendation. Zana, do you receive receive the slides afterwards? Oh, yes, but it will be taking a while. PMATs or DSA from Sadie. Victoria, if she was here, she would 100% be saying PMAX. To be honest, I'm not sure what, I don't see, this is like DSA. That's not something I'm so familiar with. Victoria, she would be able to answer that. If you can email me that question, Sadie, I'll just put that to Victoria and she'll be able to help you with that. That's great. Thank you. Look, I hope I've answered all these questions. Let me see if there's any more coming in. I think that's great. So thank you very, very much. I hope that was useful. And if you've got any further questions, please get in touch and I'll be happy to help.